Here we are once more talking about yet another Vanillaware title, which seems to be a recurring theme on my channel. However, this time it's a remaster of the PS2 game GrimGrimoire, which was released in the West on April 12th, 2007. As a Vanillaware fan, I probably should have known about this title, but I actually didn't even know it existed until I saw the remaster's announcement in September of 2022. This is when I decided to take it upon myself to do some research into it, because as a fan of the company and a physical media collector, when I saw this game I immediately went into fight or flight mode and wanted to purchase a copy. For now, I've decided to wait and potentially pick it up at a later date because instead I bought 3 copies of the remaster. 2 on Nintendo Switch and 1 for PS4. Why not 2 PS4? Well, thanks to NISA, I was able to get a review copy to cover this game early and get a platinum without the need to open my copy. So, thank you NISA for letting me cover this game. So what exactly is GrimGrimoire OnceMore? Well, the best explanation I can give you is that it's an RTS tower defense game. At first glance, that may seem a bit tedious or boring, but hear me out. There are different grimoires, aka magic books, you can use including glamour, necromancy, sorcery, and alchemy. Under each of these there are multiple subgenres of summons and enemy types that can drastically change your strategy. Some of these include fairies, devils, phantoms, and more. So not only do you have a ton of options when it comes to playstyle, but you also need to switch them depending on the situation. Each type of magic has a clear weakness, meaning glamour beats necromancy, necromancy beats sorcery, sorcery beats alchemy, and alchemy beats glamour. As someone who is not regularly a fan of this style of gameplay, it took me a while to learn and recognize what was going on, but once you get it and understand what each type of summon can do, you will breeze through this. When it comes to the gameplay, the levels consist of a 2D background where enemies can either walk up and down stairs or fly through the map freely, which often led me to using the free flyers to locate enemy summon gates to win the level and the other summons for backup around the base. In other levels though, you are tasked with remaining alive for an elongated amount of time. In that case, I would often place down towers, keep summons on patrol, and use a set group to lessen enemy forces. Some of you might be turned away from this, but there is a handy fast-forward option that helps you get through it, especially if you die a few times like I did. When it comes to leveling up your spells after each battle, you will get coins you can use to upgrade whichever magic you feel via a skill tree. So if you prefer one magic over the other, you can level it first or save the coins for later. The one thing I found incredibly interesting was that some of them were locked behind hard mode specifically, so if you're up for a challenge, there are a few benefits. Warning, there will be brief spoilers as we talk a bit about the story itself, and although this information is given early on, I think as most Vanillaware titles, this is best enjoyed blind, so if you are interested in this game, consider skipping this portion of the video. The story in this one is definitely not what I expected. You begin the game as the protagonist Lilith Blonde, who arrives at the Tower of Silver Star as a student to study magic. In her first 4 days, she meets the students, teachers, and begins her studies. But on the 5th day, she finds everyone dead, and just as she herself succumbs to death, she is taken back in time back to the first day. This is where we learn we are stuck in a time loop, and now we have to figure out what is going on and how we can stop this tragedy from occurring. Over time, you'll learn each character's motives, and in turn, you will uncover the information needed to piece it all together. Although this isn't my favorite story, and I did find it a bit convoluted, I still enjoyed it mainly for the intrigue and mystery. Since this game is a remaster of the PS2 version, there are a ton of quality of life changes, as well as a bunch of cool bonuses, so I wanted to take some time to mention a few of them. The main changes overall include updated graphics, new voiceovers including the ability to change between the English dub and the Japanese one, fast forward, in-battle save options, a quick camera to change between areas, and the new hard difficulty. Other than that, I love the fact that after each battle they'd give you free artwork, which was done by a variation of artists, each given with credit. One of which I actually even used as the thumbnail of this video. On the more technical side, within the settings, the customization options were also really good, offering sliders for music, audio, and things like different subtitle box colors. But by far my favorite was the option to use different mouses. My favorite was the Lilith one, but sadly I didn't realize it was an option until after I beat the game. So when I play this again on my Nintendo Switch, I will be using that one specifically. Now, since I picked up 3 copies, I figured I might as well take this time to do a mini unboxing of my Switch copy. Overall, despite this not being the type of game I would normally play, I enjoyed my time with it, and it ended up only being about 8 hours total playtime for me. In the end, as I mentioned before, I actually ended up going for the Platinum, which you get simply by completing the game, and I ended up being 3rd in the world to get it, which I thought was pretty neat. I think if you're interested in picking up this game or supporting Vanillaware, I would highly recommend you do. I would love to see them bring the other games to the Switch, and supporting them directly is the main way we can show them we want to see more of them. Finally, thank you once again to NISA for providing this review copy. Let me know your thoughts on GrimGrimoire OnceMore, and if you're going to pick this up down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.